Boom. All right. Welcome back to the Fat Earth Comedy Cast. It's Easter Sunday, not Ether Sunday, Easter Sunday, and we're doing episode 14, Best Comedy Cartoons. What's the good word, Jimbo?
Easter Bunny's a hop, dude. What up? Talked to the family via Skype today. No touching.
Well, the Easter Bunny was out jumping around, but people had to put it down because of the virus, man. This thing was all fucking rabied out.
Gave you the old white spit.
Yep,
Yeah.
wash those eggs, folks.
I saw someone bitching and moaning on Facebook about all the crowds outside their house, like going to neighbors' houses, families still getting together and everything. But we did it digitally today, so
Yeah.
a lot less impeding. Was real easy. I didn't have to do all that acting we talked about before.
Yeah, everybody's like, well, wait a couple weeks and the fucking numbers will skyrocket because no one was paying attention to the new command of no parties. We'll just have to sit and wait here.
Yeah, it's been chill. You know, I'm not a big religious guy, so holiday's not like mega meaningful to me other than just to see family get that excuse and everything, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've been leaning more towards religion lately, definitely spirituality as a whole. So, again, anytime it's good to get with your family and share some positive energy, that's a-okay in my book, so I have nothing against it.
I could have put myself in the spiritual category, I would say. I guess I'm not my family's religion, Catholicism. I
Right.
don't follow that to the T.
Well, that's
I
a
don't.
pretty intense one.
That is definitely an intense one. There's a lot of bylaws.
Yeah, I'd consider myself non-denomination. I'm Christian, but don't put myself into any denomination. Hence the non-denomination denomination. But let's get back to the Cartoon Nation. What's your favorite? Well, what's your biggest influence as far as a cartoon comedy?
Yeah, we're talking best comedy cartoons. There's plenty of them out there to choose from.
Oh yeah,
I'll give you my best later on, but some
yeah.
honorable mentions. Ooh, way up there for me, Futurama, I'd say.
Well, now you're getting too far into the mix. Let's get back to where it all began. Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy. When I was a kid, first was Ren and Stimpy because it was on Nickelodeon and I actually could watch that one. But then when Beavis and Butthead came out, it was on, I think it was on at like 10 at night. And I'd have to stay up late or watch it over at my cousin's house when we'd do sleepovers and whatnot. But that was like that first thrill of sneaking a peek at something that was forbidden. And Beavis and Butthead was that. Which you watch it back now and it's not even that bad compared to half the stuff that's out there.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary on it the last couple days after you and I have been talking it, and I don't know, Frog Baseball's pretty out there. I can say that was ahead of its time and probably not that tight nowadays. So,
But it's not funny anymore.
no, I think that it just would offend people. You know, they're hitting frogs with baseball bats, and
Yeah, PETA would be coming out of the woodwork.
right, you get them up in arms. I saw, I guess in this documentary, I learned that they debuted at Spike and Mike's comedy um, festival, and I've gone to that one time at Michigan State. It was at the auditorium there, and I went there. And one of the best trips I've ever been on in my life was this 2 hours of these comedy shorts showing reel after reel, and I was absorbed, bro. But that was after Beavis and Butthead time. There was new ones there. I can't signify anything that came out of the one I went to, but each year, South Park was at Spike and Mike's. Like there was different ones that ended up being big.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Ren and Stimpy, or was that too young for you?
No, 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 no. I liked Ren and Stimpy a lot. It was definitely out there. I'll never forget the rubber nipple episode
Yeah.
where there's a rubber nipple salesman that comes to the door and he's trying to sell them these you can use them for everything.
Right.
And they were just totally great writing, way out there, way ahead of its time.
Well, they had all those commercials like Log and Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence. So
Yeah,
that made them stand apart from some of the other shows.
definitely. Yeah, I
Powder
liked.
Powder Toast Man.
I forgot about him. Yeah, he was great, dude, with that facial expression.
Yeah, that was some good shit, man. I love that show. But like, what was really special about that show was the artwork with it. I think they had multiple artists working on it, so usually they were drawn differently. I don't want to commit to they were drawn differently in every cut, but if you watch that show, the animation is different throughout it. The way that they're drawn, sometimes it's very high detail, sometimes it's less. Sometimes
Okay.
it'll show like a bump on them or like a mole, and it'll be all hairy and like detailed to the max.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That was some groundbreaking stuff, and the fact that they got on Nickelodeon was pretty cool too. Because you could probably reach a bigger audience, obviously MTV at 10 o'clock at night or
I wasn't
Nickelodeon.
ahead of the curve, dude. I kind of liked Rugrats and something else at that time. Like Ren and Stimpy was so out there.
Doug.
Doug, yep. I owe it to myself to go back and watch a little Ren and Stimpy nowadays the way I have Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, they released a bunch of new episodes, and it's graphic because they always, if you watch the show, they kind of alluded to the fact that Stimpy was gay. And in this new version, first of all, there's naked women in it. There's like it shows breasts, cartoon breasts, and then then Stimpy's just full on gay in this thing. It's pretty wild. But my cousin bought the box set a couple of years ago, and in the box set it comes with the creator talking about the show, and then it has a bunch of new episodes that they made for the box set, and
Oh, wow.
that's when shit pushes the envelope.
Well, I'd like to go back. Like you said, the animation. I'm wondering now if it wasn't Japanese, if it was, I don't know where they did it at, but
No, it wasn't anime. It was
I know it was an anime, but I mean, um, it was just distinct animation. I don't know.
It says it was created by John Chris Falusi. I don't even know if I've read his name right, but it came out in 1991.
91. Okay. All right.
So that one was definitely ahead of the curve. The only thing that came out before that, I would say, would be The Simpsons, which I love The Simpsons, the first 10 seasons. Then it started to decline. Is that show even on still?
The Simpsons? Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in a decade or so. I mean, it's got obviously its own following. I mean, but if you're saying first, you got to go back. Like I love those Christmas classics, even the claymation. I guess maybe
Oh,
claymation
yeah.
sneak into
That's not
animation,
comedy,
but
bro. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that shit ain't comedy.
that ain't comedy. What the fuck are we talking? That fucking shit is funny. That fucking elf and shit. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's funny to you, but it wasn't meant to be.
it is funny to me. Yeah. So Simpsons. I mean, they started the what I wasn't allowed to. I wouldn't say allowed. What I was encouraged not to watch.
Right.
Um,
My mom didn't like that
Simpsons.
show.
Yeah, my mom didn't like me watching, or my dad definitely didn't like me watching The Simpsons when it first came out. But I'm going back to 89, 90, and then a
Well, it
couple
started
years.
in 89, so we got The Simpsons in 89, and then we got Ren and Stimpy popping out in 91. They had a 5-year run from 91 to 96. And then,
Well,
let me
Beavis and
see.
Butthead were 93, I believe.
Yep, yep. So all that
Smack
stuff was
dab
around.
into making my sponge-like mind just absorbing the crown achievements there. Our parents were watching PBS and listening to the radio all huddled together in the living room. We're watching Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead on our own and sneaking a little TV in the basement, you know? So
Oh, yeah.
how times changed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you watch a show like Ren and Stimpy and then you see something like Family Guy, because you were saying, oh, the Frog Baseball was pushing the envelope. Family Guy's really pushing the envelope. So if they're getting away with half that shit,
Yeah, but you got to remember in the beginning, Beavis is smoking.
is he?
Um, oh yeah, Beavis used to smoke cigarettes all the time in the very, very beginning. So, but I don't know. I don't get that same gist. Maybe it's the animation itself. Maybe the
Oh,
actual
crude.
yeah, the crude animation actually made made me think. I don't know what it was. Beavis and Butthead. Maybe it's because I was young. Family Guy definitely pushes it though at times, and uh, I love Family Guy. You know, it's up there. It's top five for me. It's top three maybe. I'm looking at this list here. They got Robot Chicken in there. I guess Robot Chicken's fucking funny as shit. I haven't
Yeah,
watched that in a long time though.
that's the
I watched,
claymation stuff. New
yeah,
age claymation.
yeah, right. Action figures. I don't know. Does that count? I mean, is
Yeah,
that?
oh yeah, that's a comedy.
Oh, I know it's a comedy, but are we calling it a cartoon?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Animation. I would say it's animation.
Well, we skipped over one of the biggest of them all, Merry Melodies. Everybody forgets that
There you go. That's who introduced it. Yeah.
the Merry Melodies, all that stuff, Bugs Bunny and all that, that was actually made for adults. I'm pretty sure that shit aired at like 8 o'clock at night. It wasn't for kids on Saturday at first. It was for adults.
Well, when I go back, speaking of them out of the curve, when you go back and watch those, we've had that discussion before. It's very violent,
Looney Tunes, yeah.
way violent. I didn't even acknowledge that as a kid, but um, I remember watching the one episode more recently. I have a box set of Merry Melodies of Looney Tunes that he's like a foot from Daffy Duck's face and blows his bill off,
It blows his fucking head off.
I mean, like the shotgun's like right here, So I don't know. I think you just hit my number one. I think that I'm superseding anything I had before because Mel Blanc as all the voices is fucking superb. It's way ahead of its time, and Looney Tunes, dude, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck were my absolute favorite growing up, bar none. So, and my parents didn't bitch about me watching it, which so maybe that's why I had my most influence. I saw it the most often.
So I said the guy who came up with Ren and Stimpy, the creator, but then Billy West was actually the voice of. I don't know if he was the voice of both of them, but he was a major influence, and we always got to bring up Stern. They had him come on Stern, and he was doing all these voices because he does the voice for Ren and Stimpy show. He did Doug Funny. He did Philip J. Fry from Futurama.
Oh wow!
Dr. Zoidberg. He's also done Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Popeye, and Woody Woodpecker. If you saw
Shit!
this guy, you'd know who I'm talking about. He's done Buzz from Honey Nut Cheerios, his crowning achievement.
This guy's Mel Blanc on steroids, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Mel
He's a
Blanc
funny
used to go
bastard.
back and forth in the same. It'd be like freestyle rapping in two different voices. He was doing both characters in the same room at the same time. So like Daffy Duck be talking to Bugs Bunny, he'd be doing them both talking to each other.
Yeah, what's also funny about Billy West, he was born on April 16th, so we'll give him a shout out birthday, which is actually my sister's birthday. Or actually no, it's my mom's birthday.
Okay, happy
My mom's
birthday,
birth Happy birthday. And then he was born in Detroit, Michigan, so he's a local boy.
Mom Fungus, and shares a date with the voices there. The voice
Yeah,
man. What's his name?
Billy West.
Good old Billy West. Okay, yeah, I remember his name in the credits of Futurama. Futurama, one of my absolute favorites, dude. Fry.
Yeah, I'll pull him up here so people can get a little view.
Philip J. Fry.
See here.
You idiot.
There he is, folks.
All right, he looks like a whacked out son of a gun, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, the voices for those for Ren and Stimpy, those things are goofy as shit. But piggybacking off the old Ren and Stimpy show, then I think Rocco's Modern Life was in somewhat of the same vein with like the graphic drawings that they would produce.
I
Did
liked
you ever watch that?
Rocco's. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I liked Rocco's real modern feel to it, pardon the pun.
Yeah, yeah. What was his buddy's name? That beast?
I don't know, but I
I want
liked
to say
him.
Donkey Lips, but that's a different show altogether, folks.
Salute your shorts.
Yeah, another Nickelodeon classic.
Longhorn Foghorn, dude. He was one of my favorites
I
for
said, I said, I Chicken Hawk.
you're just
Yeah,
not listening now, boy.
so much movie has like so many movies and shows and all kinds of shit have been influenced by Tiny or not Tiny Toons, but Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies.
Tiny Toons came out. That was great. That was our heyday.
Oh, I love that show. I used to watch that after school every day, all the time. I don't know if it was on daily, but I was a big fan of the old Tiny Toon Adventures. Do you remember Animaniacs?
Oh, dude, Pinky and the Brain, bro, was the shit too.
Yeah, that's us, bro. Pinky and the
Pinky and the
Brain.
Brain. You idiot.
Well, are you blurring Ren and Stimpy and Pinky and the Brain together? Or what's going
No,
on?
I know that's Ren and Stimpy. I got that stuck in my head now when he would come in the room. You idiot.
But the Animaniacs, they would play off old movies and shit. Like we were talking, they did that, and they did like the one guy who had to take a piss and he couldn't take a pee. He's going all over town. But I never even realized that show took place. It says it all, but I never put two and two together. It all revolves around the Warner Brothers studio. Yeah.
The Warner Brothers back lot. Yeah, they're having
That's
their
awesome.
go at it. Yeah, it was a sweet idea.
Lake
They're climbing the
Titicaca.
Warner Brothers water tower there in the beginning.
Right. It was just a good show because they had all these sub shows within it, like Pinky and the Brain. They had, what was that one with the cat?
Cartoons are fucking crap nowadays compared to this shit we're talking about too now.
Well, something just fired on over at your house. It sounds like some kind of
Yeah, that's a
muffler or
guy
some
with a
shit.
good ears. There's that big mic that sucks. It's picking
Yeah.
up
Yeah, good
some
ears.
catalytic converter from out back.
Well, they're switching you guys over to fucking propane. They're firing up the old generators, getting ready for the apocalypse to settle down.
Unshare the screen so I'm not staring at a Google thing.
Oh, my bad. Wow, that's embarrassing.
There we are. Kevin's beautiful mug.
Wow.
The beautiful man.
But so we've talked about some of the predecessors. Now let's get into some of the innovators, and we got to go right to the South Park boys because they
Yeah.
took fucking paper and made it into something good.
So South Park, what year did they come out?
I want to say like 97 or something, but let's see.
August 13th, 97, baby. I was a sophomore. And I remember it was on the list of things I shouldn't be watching.
In the sense of that it's too crude or it's just shitty.
Somehow it got on my dad's radar, you know. I don't know. These parents, I feel like they got a fucking website they go to every morning. They log in like their Gmail account and just updates them on what kids should be avoiding back then. Like, all right, it looks like you're not getting Call of Duty and South Park's off the list for this week. So here's your lunch money and have a great day.
Well, you said that you're predominantly Catholic, or your family was, and the first thing these guys ever came out with was that Jesus. Although I don't think they're really against religion, because they even say, like, at the end of the Mormon episode, they talk about how the people are good, and they really have no issue with they make fun of, the traits that people possess, not necessarily the people themselves, which I think is what gives them that leeway to get away with half the stuff they do.
Yeah, I think it's all satire. I mean, it's hard to read where they actually sit because they play both sides so well. And I think that's why that show works for so long, for over 22 seasons, because it's it is always groundbreaking. They can make the episodes in a week, which you've seen on the documentary, which is so much better than The Simpsons that takes 4 to 6 months.
Well, they have to, because they're doing current event type things, so.
Well,
they got to make them, quick.
Have to. If you can't, you can't. The Simpsons can't make it that quick. They got to hand draw all that shit. This they got down to a science with computers now. It looks like cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, a lot of that Simpsons stuff's done with computers now too, though. Very few people go back to the day, and we forgot the whole bigger, as big as Looney Tunes, the old Mickey Mouse cartoons.
Oh yeah, on the steamboat.
Yeah. Well, that's like the first cartoon ever made. Yeah. That's what
Walt
put Disney on the map.
His shit was so ahead of the curve, though, bro. Even going back and watching those old watercolor movies, cartoons, are fucking.
They're not watercolor, but
there's a lot of watercolor in them. Yeah, that's what I heard. Dude, those artists, though, you're making light of the computer graphic artists, even with video games and this shit. These guys are intense. These guys are meticulous, and they're detailing shit down. So even doing The Simpsons that way, they just never got it down to a science like South Park that can do it in a week. I love that fucking documentary because it shows you how hectic. It's almost like a week of a Saturday Night Live. That's what I would compare it to, where these guys are just grinding it out and then knocking it out and having it ready for the following week.
Here's a picture of that old Jew lover himself.
There he is. Yeah, this guy had a lot of little bylaws, didn't he?
Well, I don't want to fucking jump the gun, but there was massive speculation that he was a huge Nazi supporter. I don't know how true that
Oh,
is,
he was
but
massive anti-Semitic, dude. He had a lot
so you're
of
gonna
shit
come out
going
and
on.
say it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, he had a lot of shit going on. There was a lot of hidden tunnels in the kingdom.
And he's still frozen, folks, so he could be back. That was one of the bigger questions was if this guy was unthawed and came back to life, would he take over Disney right now? Because he would have no fucking clue what to do. It's not cartoons anymore, my friend.
Well, that's the question. Would he be like Vince McMahon and got too old and he's ruining shit because he's still involved, or would he be timeless, dude? I mean, it's hard to go against this shit. Holy shit, does it stand the test of time? But Disney is just so over the top. Everything they do
A
is
money grab, not a passion project.
bullshit, dude. They're fucking rides that take 7 years to make, and this. Yes, there's money at the end of all their shit, but only certain companies be able to make that money. Cedar Point could spend all that. Cedar Point dumbs it down, and they're like, "Nah, dude, it's just about the thrills." Cool, that's what I like. But when you go to Disney and you see it done right, you end up going, "Okay, what the fucking Avatar?" I saw a fucking 4D movie. I think you have the similar story.
Yeah.
You saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something, right?
Back to the Future and Terminator and Shrek.
This fucking freak. You saw three of them. Okay, so I
Yeah,
mean,
I got my money's worth, bro. Orlando.
yeah, that's not Disney. So, but that's close. But the 4D tech made Avatar look like shit. So like,
That's where Disney is. Disney's in Orlando.
oh, okay. I thought you were saying Orlando Studio or what is that?
No, there's
Universal
MGM,
Studios.
yeah, Universal, and then there's the Disney Epcot, and then Disneyland.
No, Disney World, Epcot Center, the Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
and do they own Universal? No.
No, no, those are separate
Comcast.
entities. But
Comcast owns Universal.
yeah, okay, my bad. I saw a couple of them at Universal, a couple of them at Disney, and I spent probably $1,000 on theme park just tickets to get into these fucking places. They're 200 a pop.
Yeah.
It's
And there's
insanity.
freaks all over America that buy the season pass and just go multiple times. I worked with a
Yeah.
couple nuts out of Chicago. For some reason, Chicago's big Disney fans. Well,
Yeah,
their
my
heart's
cousin
broken right now. Everybody's on the sideline with coronavirus. Disney stock's one of the ones I watch every day because they're just hurting right now with the cruise ships and everything down.
Yeah, I bought some MGM hotel stock the other day. It already like doubled. I wish I would have bought more.
Yeah, there you go. MGM was a real good one. I was talking to MGM about my mom too. Funny enough, her man that works at MGM was like, "It's not gonna bounce back. It's junk."
Well, I
And I
figured that
go,
they would get bailed out. Like some of these cruise lines aren't connected to America, so they might have an issue because I looked at their financials and I don't know if they have long enough to even get by. But a lot of these companies, these airliners or hotels, they will be bailed out if they are American based. So that's what I was banking on. Plus, as soon as this happens, I'm going on like a month-long vacation as soon as the world's cleared, and that's not a joke, folks.
"Where do you want to go?" It sounds like we're gonna have some pictures coming on Instagram here coming up, folks.
Get ready for a year-long trip, folks. Hogan's going on a 10-day bender. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Am I gonna go by myself? That's gonna determine some stuff.
Let's do some top cities and shit. Well, if we can blow the guys, we need your help now. If we can blow this shit up before May 1st, I can
Yeah,
get out and on the road with Kevin and make do on our promises. We can
yeah,
do a
yeah.
Fat Earth tour.
Well, we know May 6th, it'll be 2 years that we've been doing this. So, even though it seems like it's been 7 years doing this, it's really only
Does
been
it?
two. That's
It doesn't
insane.
feel like two. Holy Christ, it feels like a long time to me.
Doesn't that? Yeah, I know. Well, I think the date for Sleep Skirt, which is the first skit we made, is yeah, it's 2018.
Well, I want to thank the Fat Earth universe there. More so, pop a bottle on the 2 year mark. But
Yeah, we'll go
Sleep
live.
Skirt, Sleep Skirt had 2,000 views the other day. We did a Google ad for it. People logged in thinking they were actually going to buy a skirt, uh, but
A male
the
garment.
the non-restrictive sleep garment specifically designed for men.
Wow, you remember the words. Good job, Jimmy.
Kevin or Fungus always so like I'll show up and there'll be a script and I gotta fucking take 400 takes to get this shit. But by the time I'm done
You
for the
know it.
one take you people hear, it's drilled into my back of my brain there. I can't forget this shit. So that's
What's
how
the
that
thing,
works.
it's funny because maybe we should do an episode on just creating skits. People, when you watch TV, you take this stuff for granted. And I was trying to make the commercial. I go, you know what? I'm making this thing. My buddy passed away, my best friend, my business partner, and I had to get my mind off of him. So I just fucking took it. I was like, I'm doing this by myself if I have to. Got my cousin over. I shot half of that in my bedroom. And then you guessed it. That's me wearing the skirt, folks. Me and my nice toned abs. And I just put a green screen behind me. I put the skirt on. I went to the Salvation Army. I bought a couple of different skirts, found the one that suited me the best, and then I put I squeezed into that camo one. There's rolls of lard just squirting out of the sides of that thing, and we made a skit. And it is a bit crude, but with the music and whatever, I think it looks pretty damn good for our first on taking.
Yeah, hell yeah. You knew I wanted to be involved the second I saw it before it was done, and
Yeah.
I was lucky enough you let me do the lyrics or
No, it's not
the
let you, man.
voiceover.
You've been part of the fucking Fat Earth community more than anybody. Obviously, it boiled down to me and you, so we're looking for people to sign up for it. I love when we make something good, the people come out of the woodwork, and then when it's time to actually get the work done, no one's there to fucking lend a hand. So,
For $250 a month, folks, you can be a cameraman. For $500 a month, you can help us write scripts, and for $1,000 a month, you can star in our next skit. So,
yeah.
so get your bankrolls out, get your money open, and we need some backing. But no, we've done it pretty cheap on the dollar to this point. I mean, I
But
get a
more on
lot of
ads than anything else.
equipment, but you double dip with the equipment. You're able to use it in multifacets, as we spoke with the Instagram and that. And you got a lot going on. So,
Yeah. I have a
and
production company.
right, so able to double dip with that. But it's for the compliments we get for the level of quality and everything that the videos are and the skits we put out. I get a lot of that on the backside. Obviously, it goes for you. I always give you the props. But bottom line is, for pennies on the dollar, we make pretty quality, at least looking things. Whether or not it's funny, well, now we've always talked. That's
We really
that's per
filtered that
case.
shit up. But no, it's funny because I actually have a guy that's gonna be working the camera. He's got himself the same camera I have, and he's making videos. Name's Craig, Single Note Scuba Diver. If you guys want to Google him, Single Note Scuba Diver. I think he's on YouTube. I know he's on Facebook, but I was showing him sleeps or nah, I was showing him Skin Mitt, and he texts me back. He goes, "Is this what you wanted my sister to be on?" I was like, "No, bro." He thought we were talking about having a sister be in that skit. I had to set him straight. We wanted your sister to be on one of our writers' room, just to talk, not to dance.
Now, who knows? We'll take it where we can get it. We need actors, folks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
we the person we were missing from Skin Mid had a guitar in their hands for the
that would have
full
been
blown
phenomenal,
idea.
bro. Yeah.
But other than that, no, we know, we piece these things together. I don't know. You were going in down the rabbit hole of talking about giving credit. I was just watching Ozarks. There's a guy off in the background playing a cop. He's an actor. He's playing a cop. He's not talking in the role. How much time and effort it takes to put these things together, especially at that. Like, look at Game of Thrones where the coffee cup ends up in the fucking shot.
Yeah.
Like, all these people involved, you still fuck it up. Still, everybody missed it. But that's the point. It's so difficult. It's way more challenging than people sometimes realize. And I was thinking in my head during this scene, what's that guy do? Is that this guy's job? He's just walking around the background of movies. You never know who he is. What makes $4,000 a month or something? I don't know. Makes $1,000 a casting, or 8 hours of work.
What, he was an extra?
Yeah, it must have been an extra, just
Yeah.
some minion walking around in the background. He doesn't get to talk, nothing, just
Uh-huh.
full uniform, probably there for 12 hours that day during shooting, but he's in 30 seconds of it walking around the background of a forest as they're, looking at shit. I don't know. That's where my head goes when I watch some of this stuff. The we've talked about the Marvel and Disney way of doing things, which is just so over the top and so many resources in that. You always bust my chops when I go J.J. Abrams or whoever, Steven Spielberg, whatever. You go, it's not one fucking guy. The guy's got a whole
Yeah.
fucking team, and we do a lot with just two fucking guys. So we are definitely always, and this goes to our close friends, looking for more involvement. We love it. It's hard. Like I love the script ideas. I get sent a lot of, man, I can't imagine being like think about J.J. Abrams, like just his buddies. Hey, dude, you got to do this, and
Yeah.
dude,
Well, everybody has the next best thing, that's for sure.
Luke Skywalker should be doing this. Like, dude, I'm just trying to meet you for dinner. Shut the fuck up. Like, we can't. So ultimately, my point is, I love that, but it's so hard. People don't realize they send me these script ideas, how difficult it is to put this shit into actual play and legally do it. Which, you know,
Well,
uh,
bringing it back to the cartoons, that's why you see a lot of people, like if it's a couple of guy team, they can be successful with making cartoons. Like you got a Mike Judge who can, again, I'm not saying that it's any less work, but he can control it all. He can draw the cartoon, he can do the voices and stuff. Same thing with the South Park guys. It started as a two-man crew, but they said it took them literally like 2 months or something to make that first episode because they had to cut out all the different mouth
oh, it's probably
movements.
longer than that. Yeah, I remember. I know they talk about it. I forget how long.
Yeah, in that documentary they talk about it. I think it was a month it took them to do like one part of it or some crazy thing.
That's what I'm saying. The science involved of them cutting it down to a week, um, is so impressive.
Right.
But they also started with this Spike and Mike's that I'm talking about, and it was only like that's what Spike and Mike's is. It's like 3 minute, 4 minute cartoons that the producers and the developers are hoping get picked up and that, but it tours around showing at small amphitheaters. Um,
Amphitheaters, is that are
or no, 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 no,
amputees only allowed there? What's
no,
going
no,
on?
no, 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 not amphitheaters.
Amphitheaters, what they're really
Not,
called.
yeah, not
This
amphitheaters or
fucking guy, man. You
amputators.
got it. You got a limb. You lose a limb. You come to the amphitheater.
Come and see Spike and Mike's one-legged festival.
The amputee theater.
There's literally a one-legged man in this ass kicking contest.
What is this Ike and Mike thing? Are you thinking about the candy too? I gotta check to see
No,
if this thing's
Spikes and
real.
Mike's comedy festival, dude. Check it out.
Well,
Uh,
we're looking, folks. We're looking. Here it
there's
is.
some good shit, dude. Mitch. God, I used to know his name by heart. I forget it now. This dude did some fucking thing with an animated spoon that had me dying laughing fucking at this thing live.
Yeah, looks like it's been going since '91.
Yeah, dude, they get these big these. I wouldn't even been blown away. Not the Simpsons, but definitely Ren and Stimpy. It's right up Ren and Stimpy's alley. I could see Nickelodeon picked it up from that. But there's like I said, like there's ones over the years where you're like, oh shit, that's where South Park, that's where fucking Ren and Stimpy, that's where Futurama, that's where all these places start a run. It's almost like their test run. If it's gonna work at these shows, they can gauge. But I want to ask you, who's the top of the list, bro? I mean, Mike Judge. You got
There's
multiple out of him.
yeah. Frog Baseball was premiered there. That's sweet.
Yep, yep. Frog baseball. I knew that.
Yep.
That's where
There's the
MTV
South
picked that
Park
up.
boys.
Yep, the spirit of Christmas. All right.
Okay, so this I'll tell you a little backstory. The
There's
Spirit of
Wallace and
Christmas.
Gromit, dude. I told
Yeah.
you, big shit. Okay, go on.
The st- the Spirit of Christmas. They actually made it as like a Christmas card, and they sent it out to someone they worked with, and then that guy took it and sent it out. It was before anything could go viral. It was pretty much right when email was starting to come to fruition. So this thing went viral before viral was real, and then everybody just started emailing that the Spirit of Christmas to everybody, and these guys obviously were seen by the right person, but maybe this little comedy festival had something more to do with them.
Well, look at these names on here, dude. Hey Arnold, Rocco's Modern Life, Finding Nemo, Daria. These are. That's what I'm
What's
saying.
that?
Yeah, John Lasseter.
Well,
Uh,
he's one of the dudes that works for Pixar.
yeah, I mean, but with Wallace and Gromit, um, it's just the hugest things in animation and No Neck Joe. Oh fuck, I remember that shit. Um,
What? Maybe we should try and do animation. We can do stop motion. All you're really doing is just moving something. It would take you a hot minute, but so we had this idea with this we had this baby doll. We called it Brad, and then Evan Perry had this like flamenco song. Ding chick ding chick. It was like we had like a theme song to him, and then Brad would always get himself into like adult situations. This one episode, he's watching porn on multiple screens, and it's just this little baby doll, like watching porn and stuff. And then Brad always tries to kill himself too. He's had quite the rough life. Like one time we found him in the microwave. One time he hooks himself up to the ceiling fan. So we might have to get back on board with Brad.
I literally think we could do something. I like animation a lot. I get bored drawing the same fucking thing over. That's why I couldn't be an animator, being that meticulous and like
You
the
do it
same
digitally
thing.
now though, because once you get like if you drew something in Animator, because you can actually draw. I probably, if I honed my skills, my father was an artist. He drew for GM.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but he's an art he actually like drawed. He actually drew a bunch of shit. He draws like, all these lighthouses because he loves boating and stuff. And I have
Oh,
some of
that'd
these
be
old
sweet.
prints. But he would do carvings and all. He's a hardcore artist in the sense of sculpture and painting and stuff like that. Which that's where I see a lot of my art skills come in. Maybe I'm a musician. Maybe I'm more of a I write scripts and stuff like that. But it's all still art.
Of
Um,
course. 100%.
but you can draw actually, so maybe we should tap into the old Jimmy skills because I've always wanted to do a cartoon strip or something.
I've always got stuck even just coming up with characters, but I guess I'll start brain crunching. I'll start
Hey,
brainstorming.
no man, the ideas are never the hard part. It's the execution. I'll feed you with fucking thousands of ideas.
Well, who's King of the Hill? You got
That's
Mike
Mike
Judge.
Judge.
Part no, I know. I'm saying pardon the pun. You got Mike Judge, Matt Growing, or Seth MacFarlane. They all have multiple.
Yeah,
Matt Growing was Simpsons and Futurama
groaning,
and
groaning. He's
Groaning
not growing.
and Disenchantment. Okay, a little bit newer one, Netflix bullshit. And
You got to throw Matt and Trey in that South
then you
Park
got
boys.
Matt and Trey, the South Park boys. So who's King of the Hill there? Mike Judge, Seth
Hey,
MacFarlane, Groening, and Trey and Parker. Trey Parker and
Matt Stone.
Matt Stone.
I like Matt and Trey, and I like Mike Judge because not only have they done cartoon or animation comedy, but they've also made some pretty funny movies. So I think that they are a level above the rest. Have you
All
seen
right.
any of the Seth MacFarlane movies, like A Thousand Ways to Die in the West, or
Yeah, I actually haven't seen that. I did want to see that, but I definitely seen Ted 1 and 2.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So
That's
that's
pretty good. That's all right. He's right up there too. He's a genius.
Bigot Voices. They all are good at like multiple things, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
and so, and you got Seth with American Dad, Family Guy. Um,
He just wasn't the best actor. I'll zing him on that one. His acting was less to be desired, but this movie wasn't too bad.
what? Well, a
Million
million
Ways to
ways to
Die.
die. I always wanted to see it, but
Yeah, check it out. You might like it. It's no Ted, but it's not bad.
well, is it R?
Um, let's see here. It's gotta be.
Is I couldn't remember.
Ooh, 33% Rotten Tomatoes. That's been zinged.
Zinged, baby.
Yeah, it's R.
All right. Yep. R rated. All right.
Got horrible ratings.
Well, it goes back to your yeah, let's see Rotten Tomatoes on your girl. Whoa,
77,
all
baby.
right,
That
pretty
and that for
good.
a comedy, you might as well give it an Oscar.
For a comedy with action figures. Fucking
Dude,
that is an Oscar.
the best part of the film though is when he's talking about why he's such a good actor because his brother fell into the gorilla pit and he had a pocket full of blueberries. Have you seen this, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember that part. It's
Oh
been
man, yeah, because they're like, why are you such a good actor? He goes, my brother fell into the pit. Oh, here we go, baby. Let's come on in for a dance, girl.
yeah, scared the dog shit out of me.
There's two really good parts, but the part where he's talking about his brother falling in the pit and he had a pocket full of blueberries and the gorillas ripped him limb from limb. And then in the background you hear this you hear the apes going nuts, dude. That part's phenomenal. Then there's another part where he's talking about watching it's when the other guy tells him why he hates actors and he went to see the stage play Cats and then his brother like was raped and he's like describing all the cats. You remember that part? And
Uh-uh.
he goes, and my brother was raped by Mr. Mustopheles.
I'm
These
gonna
guys
have
are
to
just,
go back and
dude.
re-see it.
Watch this film, bro. It's unbelievable. And what would Joe do? The music is what makes him so fucking good, though. So I think as far as the music, the South Park guys take control over that. Seth MacFarlane's more of a show tune type.
100%. Yep. When he talks about that, that's where he likes show tunes or still does.
And Mike
I,
Judge really
I,
doesn't
I
have any
like
of the
show
musical.
tunes. Funny enough, I've been to a bunch of plays with my pops and shit. He always took us to stuff like that. I really respect that stuff. I feel like it'd be hard as shit to do that night after night, almost spot on a
Yeah.
stage, singing, dancing, all the whole routine, changing outfits. I mean, it's their
Oh,
job.
yeah,
But
yeah. They do two shows on Saturday sometimes too on Broadway. That's
yeah,
quite the grind.
but Annie, Get Your Gun, Cats, of course, stuff like that. I've seen those. I don't know. I always respect that. I always like that. I like Seth MacFarlane. I like him a lot. The thing is, I haven't watched. I don't own any of his stuff. I own Ted, I guess, but I don't own any Family Guy box sets. I do own Beavis and Butthead box sets. So
Yeah.
Mike Judge, I mean, Mike Judge. It sounds like Mike Judge in the very beginning got taken advantage of a little bit and shit. Didn't really know what he was getting himself into, but
They all do a little. I would be interested to see what the Matt and Trey story was, because again, you made a cartoon for a Christmas card, and now all of a sudden, Comedy Central wants to buy your shit. You're not going to be like, I need millions of dollars for this. You're going to be like, if someone came to us and goes, we want to make Dogan and Murphy. They coughed 100 grand at us. We would definitely think about it.
well, we would do it. What do you mean? We're doing
Well,
it.
you're going to sell all your rights to Dogan and Murphy for 100K. It's a tough thing to decide upon.
Hell yeah, I am. But
Hey.
but I got stipulations there of I'm not on the creator team, but I would urge you
What are
guys
you
to.
talking about? You're the main character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they're keeping me as an actor, then I'm signing on, and it gets a little bit more pricey than 100 G's.
That's why I want to do a short film. Again, it doesn't have to be called Samsonelli, but I want to do it in the vein of the Joker, where it's like the reason, like it shows you coming to power. Because we could film it. You could be in every scene. I could find all the locations, keep it somewhat minimal, and I think that would be pretty good story. I want to have it revolve around the Windsor hum because people are speculating that it all comes from Detroit, and you're the cause of this fucking thing.
So in Windsor, what you're explaining is that all the locals say there's this hum that can be heard
Yeah.
and felt, if I'm correct, too, a low decibel feeling
Yes.
um,
Yes.
for locally in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Um, so you're saying that this all is derived from Samsonelli, this hum that's famous for years and years and years is turns out it's Samsonelli's pollution plant causing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because they think that it's coming from this one island. Let me see if I
I'm
can
in the
find something.
pollution business. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, business is good since Trump got in. We've
Oh,
tripled our pollution.
he's been pumping shit into the water.
Dude,
I
no one
also want
talks
to have.
about the national deficit. I want to know what this dude's spending a little bit, dude. I feel like it's getting asinine. Is this thing just. No one talks about this anymore. Somehow this isn't a hot topic.
Yeah, because they're masking it with the new topic at hand. Here we go. Let's see if we can get some more juicy tidbits on this bad boy. Since 2011, shows you coming up into that's the first scene of the movie is you driving through one of those
Industrial plants. They
no,
just tore that one down in Detroit too. Damn it, by Bayview.
have you ever seen the beginning of Taxi Driver?
No, I never seen Taxi Driver. Sad enough.
Oh
I know
my
it's one of your.
gosh,
I
are you
know it's
kidding
one of
me?
your favorite films. So I'm sorry.
Well, we all know how the manhole covers in Detroit smoke, but the first scene in Taxi Driver is the taxi driving through the smoke, like some smoke on the streets of New York. So I thought we could just kind of, do an homage to that. And
God,
it's
if I
you
could get
driving.
chauffeured through in like an '89 Caprice or like just an old car, just stop it here, boys. I want to smell the sights.
Yeah, yeah, I want to smell my surroundings and
You smell that, guys? That's the smell of fucking money. That's the smell of America taking their bastard child Canada and raking them through the coals. That is the smell of capitalism, folks. Good morning.
well, looks like you wrote the first act already.
Samsonelli. I want to tell you what gets me hard in the morning when I get up, Anthony and Tony. I want to tell you right now.
I
It's the
inhale.
fucking smell of pollution. It's
Oh
that
yeah.
fucking haze putting a dim light on the fucking sunset. It's that Canadian hum that I fucking love. I love the sound of that hum.
It's all well. We could get real intricate with it because everything is in some way a vibration. So we'll
You
just get
feel
into the
that?
vibrations.
I like to put hotels up near the hum because then it's like vibrating beds for free, and these people just come in droves.
Yeah, it'll keep my male prostitutes hard for hours. I don't even have to buy pills for them. That hum gets them hard.
Gets me rock hard 26 minutes. What how you been feeling? I know you mentioned the other day you didn't know if you walked through a cloud of smog or not.
Yeah, I think I was just tired. I'm feeling better today. So yeah, man, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens in the next week here. But this is a big time for the Elvirus. See if they make us stay in another couple of weeks or what the deal is. I don't know. Is there a date for them to announce all that or?
Day by day, baby. We're just keeping an eye on it live. We're doing our podcast. We can't be in the same room with each other. So when we get the hell out of this thing, Kevin's talking about a trip. Maybe we'll get a dab video before he does or something. But no, that's cool. I wanna hear where you're planning to go on that. Going back to that because that sounds really sweet. That'd be we should throw a top city little spotlight in there. I know we moved our. I was supposed to go the week of 4/20/20 to Florida to Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, but we're gonna obviously be forced to not do that in 8 days. So we're
Yeah.
thinking no, we're thinking November. So I don't know what you're talking about, but I know we're trying to get down to Miami, do a top cities Miami, even a top cities Fort Lauderdale would be funny.
Yeah, I think Miami with the beach and stuff though, there's plenty of material down there.
The thing is this: we could shoot on the beach of Fort Lauderdale, you wouldn't know the
Yeah,
difference.
that's true.
The cruise ships, the buildings, everything's identical, dude. It's baby Miami, and even then,
Yeah.
we could do both. We could do city shots of Fort Lauderdale and do a top cities Fort Lauderdale, and do beachfront and do top city special edition Miami beaches,
Hell
and
yeah.
that's folks. You stumbled into the ninth writers room. Uh,
Yeah. What happened to cartoon talk? We're talking about our own fucking skits.
went
Well, we're
down the
seeing how
old
successful these guys are. We're trying to make the next South Park or the next Simpsons here. We're just coming up a little empty.
You get let me go 10-4 here. You ask a couple questions here. Bob's Burgers.
I haven't really watched too much of it, but I love the guy from that, the dude from Archer.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Is
so
he?
Archer, where's he at? Yeah, I
It's
don't watch
it's
it.
pretty good. I
I've
like the
never
guy
seen it.
more than the show, but
It's
that
supposed
deep
to be
voice
funny. I never
bastard.
seen. Another one I never seen, and I hear a lot of flack on Xbox when gaming with buddies about it. Archer, I get a lot of flack over, and Rick and Morty. Rick and
I've
Morty.
watched that. I watched that.
I feel like it'd be right up my alley. I love Futurama. I think the writing in Futurama is fucking great. I think it's way better than Simpsons.
But Futurama is a child's version of Rick and Morty is way it takes way more um
adult
Compact.
jokes or something.
Not even that. It's just like more complex. How do you even describe it? Like quantum mechanics and things like that. Different universes, different timelines within our own. It's pretty cool though. I like it a lot. And the guy that does the voices, he actually gets hammered when he does Morty. Wait, is Rick the old guy?
I don't know.
Hold on. When he plays the old guy, he gets like buzzed or he drinks beer and shit. Cause he like he when he's talking, he burps and stuff, and it's so organic. You should check out an episode of that and then report back to us. Though I like
Okay.
Rick and Morty, and there's not that much of it to watch. You'll probably get a feel if you like it or not. But I like the quantum stuff because of the Mike and Maurice show.
Here's one I tried to love, man. I watched at least one season. I tried to get there, but I love the guy on his show on Comedy Central, but it just didn't translate. Brickleberry.
Yeah, that's you know who's in that is what the fuck's his name? The clown from Stern.
Oh wow,
What's his name?
Jacko or
Jacko.
Jocko, isn't it?
I want to say it's Bobo, but it's not.
Oh,
Oh, Yucko.
Yucko. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make fun of me. I wasn't that far off.
Yeah. I loved Yucko, man. He's fucking funny. Let's see who does this show. Brickleberry. Why do you like Brickleberry?
No, but I wanted to love it because I liked Tosh.0.
Oh yeah, I forget. Yeah, that's the main guy in it.
So I
Yeah.
wanted to love it, but it didn't hit on all fours for me. It hit me on all fours is what it did.
Have you seen that new show, Big Mouth? Nick Kroll.
I know what it is. It's on Netflix, I believe. Yes. It's on Netflix. I haven't seen it too much though. I might have watched one and got bored halfway in. I don't know, dude. Is it me? Like Squidbillies, dude. I used to like that a little bit.
Squidbillies.
I mean, Comedy Central, all of that, dude. Comedy Central, Cartoon Network. I don't know. For how much I used to love cartoons, I watch them less and less now as I gotten older. I don't know why. I still feel like I really love them, but
Well, when Family Guy came out, it actually like tanked, and then it was like the best-selling DVD or something. So it had this underground following, and then Fox picked them back up, and then when that actually happened, it was like a renaissance it was a resurgence of all cartoons, and then every station had cartoons going after that.
right. Yeah, they all jumped in the mix. But not many of them lasted. I think that's the test of time that The Simpsons and Family Guy and South Park get to claim, and that's why these guys are at the top of the food chain when it comes to it. Beavis and Butthead still was pretty short-lived. I mean, they brought it back, and then, there was a reboot, I think, in 2011, the movie. But do you know that they initially, I was watching this documentary, they initially wanted Mike Judge, and I'm talking about weeks into Beavis and Butthead coming on MTV and MTV.
Yeah, yep.
They knew it was a hit. They wanted it to be a live-action movie.
Yeah.
And Mike Judge is like, I don't know about that. I ain't going to do that, And Howard Stern's asking, he's like, who the fuck was going to play Beavis? Like, Howard was stuck on who was going to play these guys. And he goes, I wasn't really feeling it. So, I don't know who they would have casted, but I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, someone with an elongated forehead. How do you even do that?
Patterson or they could have got that guy, modern day, the dude from those werewolf movies. He's playing
Robert
the new
Pattinson?
Yeah, the new Batman.
That's way before his time, man.
I know, but he's got a big ass forehead.
Yeah,
Throw
that's
him on
true.
there.
And
And
who would get to play Beavis? That'd be a tough role to play.
no, that's Pattinson. Butthead would be the dude from Wedding Crashers, Vince Vaughn.
That's a gigantic man. Vince
We gotta
Vaughn's like
fucking
6'4".
use the technology that Scorsese. We gotta use the same technology Scorsese needs to make a fucking movie nowadays.
Right.
I'm not getting a new cast. I've got the same 4 actors for my entire career.
De Niro, and then he's not gonna move like he's 30. He's gonna move like he's 80. You see the scene where he beats the guy up?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like my grandfather is trying to fucking hug me.
Right. Yeah, this tough guy out of Detroit.
You didn't like The Irishman too much, did you?
It's Pacino, De Niro, Pesci, and one other guy, but they're all coming on board and doing every character.
Yeah. The
Uh,
Pacino role I actually thought was pretty funny, even though I
I
know he.
love Pacino, but Jesus Christ, I mean, it was such a good time that Scorsese could have brought out new actors that you could have started to like for their whole career. You got to bring these old motherfuckers out that I want to love, but then I can't, and then you got to make them. We're going to use the technology to make them look young again. Fucking idiot! Get a young actor. What the
Right.
fuck? It's not like the union's hurting for delegates right now. There's plenty of young actors looking for work, so I don't know. I just
Pesci
feel
was
like that
good in
was
it.
that
Pesci
was
was
a
correctly cast, I think.
yeah, fine. That was a cash grab though. That was a
But the
Netflix cash grab.
Yeah, but the Pesci character was always somewhat old. Like he played himself at a time, and then they made him look older, but then they also made him look younger. The De Niro guy, because when he meets him, he's like 30 or some shit. This guy looks younger than me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just my pops and I were talking the other day. He just watched it for the first time, and he goes, "It's the same story again. Why you got to watch the same story again?" I go, "Exactly. It's the fucking Jack Nicholson did a great job as Hoffa. I don't know that we needed a new one. Netflix wanted a newer one. Fine. You make it 3.5 hours long, damn near. Shut the fuck up. Half of the story I could do without, and then my big gripe. It takes
Yeah,
place in Detroit, and it ain't in fucking Detroit. So,
yeah.
uh, I don't know. It's tough. My dad liked the scene though. He goes, "One of those guys died out front of Nemo's. I remember that." And because Nemo's was his stomping grounds, that was his village, idiot.
I know
And
Nemo's. I go there. I've been there
yeah,
a
oh,
couple times
great place.
lately.
He's great buddies with the owner. Has been the whole existence of it. The father, the two sons, and so it's been a close place to him. So he liked that scene. That really, if it wasn't shot out front, I feel like it was part of the 4 minute shot in Detroit because it really they do actually a very good job of making it look like Nemo. So where the
Yeah.
guy does die out front, but I don't know. It just didn't win me over. I guess I had high hopes. I don't know. Maybe it's the jading of Casino and Goodfellas that does that because these movies were fucking superb.
Right. He's making a new one with Leo. I don't know what it's about,
That's what
but
I'm saying. He likes Leo. Like, why couldn't he? Like, he made me respect Leo DiCaprio more.
Aviator. Or,
That's Aviators by Scorsese.
yeah.
I love Aviator. Wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that was Scorsese. I
Way of
love
the
Aviator.
future. Way of the future. Way of
Yeah,
the future.
pissing in the milk. Yeah, dude. The
It's the
fucking
way of the future. The
that dude was
future.
like a billionaire animal, bro. That dude was a
Yeah.
nut.
Oh yeah. He's one of the biggest geniuses of our time.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie is fucking superb. I didn't know that's Scorsese. But also Scorsese does the what's the Boston Cop one?
Oh, that's the one he won the Academy Award for.
Yeah, Leonardo.
The fuck is the name of that?
Not Inception, but I like
All right, we
Leonardo
gotta
in
look it up
Inception.
now.
Um, so I think that I ended up liking DiCaprio more from
The Departed.
yes, okay, from The Departed. Now, like, and I forgot that Scorsese already used it. I didn't know Aviator. I didn't dawn on me. I own Aviator. I fucking love that movie. I don't know what it is about.
Hey, Samp.
I fucking love that
Here,
movie.
I'll bring
Judy
up some
Garland
info
and
on
shit. He's
Judy
banging all
Garland.
he's banging all these hot actresses.
That's not Judy Garland, bro.
Oh, Katharine Hepburn,
Yeah.
Ava Gardner.
Kate Blanchett plays her. She's pretty. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
I like Kate
Scorsese, man.
Beckinsale better.
Oh, we all do, you
Yeah,
animal.
yeah, she's. Mwah.
Why don't you look like Pete Davidson? You might have a chance.
This,
And then
yeah,
you'll be dumped. And
right. This guy,
then you'll go
but
into a depression. Have you seen that guy? Like, he just released some video of his he lives at his parents' house in the basement, and it's him and all his friends, and they're all just smoking bud down there. That's one guy I just never understood on SNL. Maybe I believe that he might have got his role on there because his dad died in 9/11. He was like a firefighter or something.
right.
So I don't know if that had anything to do, but I don't
I
think
don't
he's
think it was
funny.
pity casting.
Well, do you think he's funny at all?
He can be. He is an odd fucking ball, though, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a wild Oscar. He's a tatted up. He's gonna get a face tattoo and get himself thrown right off that show.
And yeah, so I think Scorsese could have got someone younger like DiCaprio, definitely an aviator when he was younger, and made a great new Irishman movie if you're gonna redo the Hoffa story. But not the route they went, so it is what it is. But we got way off track. I think I'm gonna go. Fuck, I'm going Matt Groening, dude. If I didn't say that before, I'm switching it because Futurama is fucking sick and The Simpsons been on for 30 fucking years. So,
Yeah, just
um,
show because the show's still on doesn't mean it's good. Let's make that right clear.
you gotta pay respect, dude. I mean, fucking Christ, it's $1 billion show.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how long it's been on. Whether it's been our generation's done with it, right? We say it's crap, but the new generation's now liking it, and that is testament, dude. That is the trials of time. It fucking passes them. So, I respect South Park. I think the writing's better and definitely more
Edgier,
current.
that's for sure.
Yeah, edgier. I like it better. I would say definitely. Ren and Stimpy I like better than Simpsons, but there was a good decade. I think there was 10 years I liked The Simpsons a lot, enough to watch it majority of weeks, not knowing if it was a rerun or a brand new one. But now I haven't been able to stomach 30 minutes of it in at least 10 years. So, but Futurama, I love the fucking writing, dude, in Futurama. God, he goes back, he gets all that money, he buys the last tin of sardines.
You got to be careful though because I don't think that Matt Groening has. There's a team of writers on those shows. He created The Simpsons, but I don't know how much he has to do with the actual writing of the episodes. Because when I really liked The Simpsons, that was when
He was more
Conan
involved.
Conan O'Brien was a writer. There was a bunch of big name people working on that show at
Yeah,
that
but he's the
time.
creator. So what do you mean?
Okay.
And he's the creator of
But
Futurama. So
Matt and Trey still are like behind the. They're doing every episode. Their name is upon every writing credit, if not sole credit of writing. They are on it to some degree. Matt Groening is just the creator. I don't know. Same thing with Mike Judge. He has a hand in the pot at all times. But again, these are smaller shows. The Simpsons is the fucking dawning of
does
adult
Matt Groening
comedy.
do voices?
I don't know. Let's see.
Now you got me thinking. If
Nope, you already made your
he does,
decision.
that's a that's a literally guess, dude. You don't have any proof in that. He could still be hands on with Simpsons hardcore.
Yeah, he's a writer.
And that's why it's poo poo. It's 1989 jokes.
Yeah. No, it's just I think it's just a little more kid based. James L. Brooks, Sam Simon. There's a lot of people that were involved with this thing. Oh, even Evan Goldberg. That's Seth Rogen's writing partner.
Okay.
But
Long running.
yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, folks. Jimmy likes Matt Groening. He thinks he's one of the better animators of our time. I'm gonna go with Matt Stone and Trey Parker for the South Park guys. A couple of our runners up would be who do you say? Mike Judge for sure.
Seth MacFarlane.
Oh yeah, yep. Big boy, big boy.
Get this off my screen. See my beautiful face. Jeff Goldstein.
Jeff Goldblum as the Fly.
It's a pleasure.
All right, happy Easter. Everybody stay safe.
God bless, dude. Jesus has risen, and if all goes as planned, I'm going to get as high as him tonight.
Yep. Wash your ham, folks.
Wash your ham.
You don't want to get anything from
your hands
deliveries.
Or your ham?
Ham. Honey baked variety.
I need if you're not busy, you mind driving me over a Saunders bumpy cake? I'm really feeling that right now.
Yeah, that'd be delicious. And on that note, folks, episode 14 in the books. You got anything else to say, Big Jim?
God bless, dude. I'm gonna go rise Jesus.
God bless. Everybody stay safe. Peace.